Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I put together this really cute Dollar Tree Easter basket wall hanging. That was really easy to make. So I'm going to show you how I put it together and the supplies that I used. Alright, so here I have a few items that are from the Dollar Tree. I think I'm going to use most of these supplies. I'm not sure because I need to see once I have this all put together how much space I actually have. And of course I have a lot of flowers here. As you can see, I've got some little roses, some hydrangea. This one is called Amaranthus, sorry. And this is lilac. And then I've got these two little greenery bushes. I have a little bit of lavender to them. They have really pretty colors. I chose these because I grabbed this Easter ribbon with some little Easter eggs on it, little bunnies, and it's pretty much almost the same colors. Not quite exact, but it coordinates very well. I went for a little green basket. They had several colors. I just preferred the green one for whatever reason. And then of course, little bunny that I found. Like I said, some of these items I may or may not use them, or I don't know how much I'm going to use because it depends on what size we end up having our basket be. And then I've got these little carrots that I also purchased. Some more of these little eggs. They look like little mesh eggs. And then I've got some leftover Easter grass. Of course, I've got some styrofoam that I'll need so that I can insert my florals into. And I'm going to use my basic tools, which is my glue gun with glue sticks, wire cutters, and I need to grab my scissors. But that's about it, so let's get to crafting. I'm going to start by prepping this Easter basket. And like I said, this is going to be a wall hanging or a wreath, whatever you want to call it. So this can't go against the wall because it's rounded off. So I want to flatten the back. So I'm going to trim part of this back here. I don't want to go all the way, so I want to give it a little more room to put the items like the little bunny and the flowers and maybe even the eggs. So I need to cut off some of this so that the back is flat. So before I do that, I don't want all this weaving here to come apart when I come cutting through it. So I'm going to add some glue in here to hold these together. The same on this side, and then I'll trim it off. So let's go about so much, and I'm going to add plenty of glue on all these little pieces here. I don't know how easy it's going to be to cut because I do have some thick wood here, but I do have my wire cutters and I do have some metal cutters or clippers that I can use. But there we go, that's where I put the hot glue right there, and I'll do the same on this other side. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry really well, and then I'm going to start cutting through here and see if I can just use my wire cutters. Let's go ahead and test that right now. Oh, that will work just fine, and the rest of it can be easily snipped with either my scissors or the wire cutters. I can see here that I cut in the wrong spot. So I'm going to put some more glue right over here to fix that problem. And because I think I'm going to be cutting about the same spot over here, I'm going to go ahead and add more glue a little bit further in to make sure that the weaving doesn't come apart. So I'll be back once all of that is dry and I can cut it. Alright, so this is almost dry, and I've gone ahead and I started cutting on one side here. It worked really well with these metal shears. You could use regular scissors to cut through this wood. It's very thin, but I don't want to ruin my scissors, so I'm going to go ahead and use that, or like I said, use wire cutters. But there's something that I failed to mention, and that you will have to put glue on the bottom to make sure all these little parts also don't come undone. You know, they stay in the shape that they're supposed to be pretty much. Okay, so I'm going to continue cutting because the bottom part is already dry, and I think that other side over here is also dry. Okay, this is working out pretty good. I'm just going to cut upward now. And that really thick wood part, I'm going to use my wire cutters. So let's do that. I see something else that I also need to make sure that I glue down, and there's a white little piece of the, what's keeping all this together, this wrapping around this trim here on the ends here. I want to make sure that I glue that so that it doesn't slide off or come apart or become loose, and then the basket doesn't look right. So let's do that on both ends just to keep all that in place. Okay, so now I have a nice flat back, so this can go against the wall like so, just fine. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to the next step, but before that, what you might want to consider is sealing the back of this. You can use a piece of foam board, maybe a piece of poster board, cardboard, whatever you happen to have, and just make like a little wall that you can glue onto the sides here and the bottom here, just to completely close this, and then nothing will fall out this way. So that's just one thing that I'm going to recommend that you do. I don't have a piece of cardboard that I can use right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just skip right on through, but just pretend that there is something back here, a little wall back here. I mean, I could even use this little basket, but then that's going to take up some space, so I'm not going to use that. Okay, so now I'm going to put Mr. Bunny in there. Do I want him in there or not? I do. I think he looks really cute in the basket. What do you think? I'm going to go ahead and put that bunny in there. Of course, you could find something smaller, but I thought it was really cute. Okay, so I want to glue him down, or her. And so I'm going to put plenty of glue here on the bottom so that he or she stands. I'm going to call him a he. I have boys, so kind of want to say he. All right. So there he is, and then I'm going to glue his little paw on this side, on the outer part here, on the trim, just so it looks like he's holding on to the basket there. See that? Okay. And I'm going to use some styrofoam so that I can, stick flowers into it, but I don't need it to be this tall. So I'm just going to kind of mark it with my finger here, more or less, what I need to cut off. I'll trim that piece off, and that can go in here. Nice tight fit in there. Let me trim a little bit from the bottom here, just so it'll fit, because of the body of the bottom of the bunny is kind of pushing against this. So there, that'll fit. And now I just got to glue this down. You want to put something underneath so that all your glue, in case it seeps through, won't get on your table. If you're working on something nice, make sure you put something underneath. Okay, plenty of glue. Right there. Okay. Maybe I want to put his little hand like this. We'll see in a minute. Okay. Okay, so next I would like to put a bow on my hanging basket here, a little wall decor, wreath. So I'm just going to call it a wall decor. So I want to put a little bow right here. I don't want it to be too big, so I'm going to use just a bit of the ribbon here. This is a 3-yard roll, so I'm not going to use all of it. I'll probably use maybe 1 yard or 1.5 yards. So I'm just going to make a small bow, and I have a little piece of chenille stem here ready, or you can use floral wire. Okay, first I'm going to decide how long I want my little tail, and about that long. Scrunch it, twist, and always have the pretty side up of your ribbon, and make your first loop. And I just want to make a small loop because, like I said, I don't want my bow to be too big. So whatever size loop you make, just consider that it's going to be, twice that, the width, okay? Because, and then you twist it to make sure the pretty side is always up. Make a loop on the other side. You can bring them together like so, nice and flat. Compare, and they're about the same size. Perfect. Pinch and twist your ribbon. And then just make as many loops as you want. Pinch and twist. Pinch and twist. And right now I've got 4 loops. Let me go for one more and see if that'll be good. I think that'll be okay with 5 loops. So then just my tail will be the same length as my other tail, which is about the length here of these loop, so I'll just cut it there. And then of course I'll wrap my chenille stem around. Probably would have liked a longer piece of chenille stem, but that's what I happen to have. And I'm just grabbing things that are easy to grab right now because I've had problems with my laptop and I didn't know if I was going to be able to create anything to upload. So I'm just tired. All right, let's get this on here. I had another video, but was stuck in another laptop. So we're just going with this. Okay, so there we go. Oops, there we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and either glue it on here or tie it on. And if this was long enough, I could just, actually, it might be, yeah, it's long enough to go around the little handle here on the edge. So I'm just gonna twist this as best as I can here and then add a little bit of glue. So yes, I had some issues with the laptop. I grabbed an older laptop and I uploaded the videos. Everything was fine. And I was like, yay, okay. And then I erased them from the SD card, the videos. Because I thought, you know, they're on the laptop now, so I can make a video. But then I realized I don't have the editor that I need on that particular laptop. So they're there until I can transfer them to the other laptop that I finally got open and fixed and going, which is a brand new one. It was just something really silly, you guys. It just overheated. Yesterday was running around doing errands and was gone all day, and I left my laptop on. Okay, anyway, there we go. But I've set it now so it'll shut down after a certain time. So I won't do that anymore. Okay. So there we go. There's my little bow. I've poofed it up to see, you know, how much space it's actually going to take, and it's not really taking a lot of space. So I have room here for flowers, or if I want to add a couple of eggs. So let me go ahead and grab those. All right, so here I have these little eggs, and then I've also grabbed a little carrot from that packet that I had, and I think I want to put the carrot in his little hand and just kind of have him hold it like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's stick it to the hand first so we'll know how far. You know, I can, you know, pull it this way, or where does it have to be so it doesn't look so stretched out. I think right there is good. And I want it at an angle so it doesn't cover its little face. So let's put some glue on the other side of the carrot here. There we go. All right. Do I want the little eggs in there? Do I need all of them? I think maybe just, instead of the green one, I'll just do the pink and the blue. And the reason that I'm doing that is because the green kind of blends in a little too much with the basket, and I don't really have space for it. Although I do like putting things into arrangements in odd numbers, so 3 little eggs would have been perfect, but I think I'm just going to do 2. Okay, so before I put those in, I'm going to grab the Easter egg grass. Okay, so let's grab some of that. Let's pull it out. This was a package. I bought 2 of them, and I used part of this packaging for a wreath last week. And look, I still have so much, so now you know that this has a lot in there. And it's from the Dollar Tree. Okay, let's stuff it in here in the front part of our basket. Let's put a nice, generous amount. And let me slide some in front of the bunny here. And more. This front part here. See what I'm doing? I'm just stuffing it in there. And I want some. Now, if I had a backing here, it'd be nice. It'll keep this grass from falling out the back, but I'm not putting any in the back right now. I'm just putting in the front. And anything that hangs too much, well, we'll just trim it. So we're not, you know, they're, you know, trying to tuck it in, and if it doesn't want to go in. Okay. So that's basically what I've done with that. Let's move that out of the way. Now, to get the Easter eggs to stay there, I'm just going to add some glue on the edge of my basket here. We're just going to lightly place things. There we go. A little glue there. Well, I think I want the blue one right there. Yeah. Let's put that one right there. I think the other one, I'm going to face it the other way. Yeah, okay. So they're not just both sticking out the same way. I'm going to turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. I just want to move this grass out of the way. Okay, there we go. Let's put more glue over here. Make sure it drips inside of your basket and not on the outside. So just be careful. I'll put that little egg right there. And see, if we turn it around, you can still see the styrofoam, but we're going to put flowers there, okay? So this is what it's looking like so far. And isn't that cute, just like that? I mean, I could put the third egg over here if I didn't want to add any flowers, and that's it. A little egg basket to put on the wall. But I want to add little flowers, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put away this grass. All right, so now I've got some flowers. I'm going to push the basket out of the way a little bit. I've got some flowers here, quite a few of them. This hydrangea has 6 little stems of flowers. So I think I'm only going to use one bush. So push that out of the way. I might grab just a couple of these roses. So let's go ahead and cut those off. And I'll push the leaves upward. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but I'll push them upward. And I'll grab 2 of these. Let's go ahead and trim all of these off of here. And I'm cutting them at the longest point at this time. I may not need the whole length, but I'm going to just cut them at their whole length. This one I can save. Of course, I can throw this little piece away. Okay, I'm not sure yet if I'll need to use any of this greenery, so I'm going to put it off to the side. And I'm not quite sure on this one yet. I mean, I feel like I want to use maybe 1 or 2 bits of it, but we'll put it to the side. On this one, I think I want to use 2. And like I said, I always like to do things in not numbers, but for some reason I'm doing 2s now. So we'll do that. Maybe I'll just use 1. We'll see. Okay, let's grab these, put them back. And I need to take this label off. All right, so now I'm going to grab 2 of these together because, you know, the flowers get, you know, the hydrangea gets really small there. So I'll put 2 of them like so. And I'm pretty sure I want to put right here in the center. So I'm going to trim these because they're too long. I just need enough, and I've put my finger right about where I feel like they're going to rest on the styrofoam, the length. So of course I got to give it extra for what goes inserted into the styrofoam and trim off whatever's not needed. Put my first one in there, but I like to put a little bit of hot glue. You don't have to. You can just stick them in there in case you want to remove them later. I'm going to push it in, and then I'm going to bend it forward, sort of resting on those eggs there. You know, the second one I'm going to remove the leaves because it's a little too much. So just bend it forward like that. You can bend it once you've got it in there or after, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then this one I'm just going to place it right next to the other one just to make that piece look fuller. And now I'm kind of seeing like, well, maybe I don't need that much of these hydrangeas. But I'm going to put one coming off to the side here because, you know, it's going to be against the wall, but you'll be able to see from the side. So I'll grab that, and I've got my finger right where it touches the styrofoam. So I'm going to give it some extra length to insert into the styrofoam, and I'll be doing that every single time so that you will understand, you know, why I'm cutting them at a point that I am. Okay, and I want to double that one up as well. And I'm inserting it kind of on the side of the cone of the styrofoam instead of right here on the top, just so there's plenty of room to put any extra flowers. See, I'm bending it this way also, so it faces the side. So when it's hanging on the wall, here's the wall, all this will be like that. Okay? Okay, so these purple ones are nice and tall, so I'm going to put one behind this hydrangea, but kind of off a little bit like that. And I like the length, so I'm not going to trim. And put it a little bit more further back on the styrofoam. And just bend it a little bit. There we go. Should I do the same? Maybe, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and insert it back here since the stem is long enough. It'll peek a little bit over on this side here. Like So when it's against the wall here, you'll have that one little flower peeking out. Isn't that cute so far? And it balances out the width here, because, you know, we have the bow extending outward and this little flower kind of extends out a little bit, you know, so it just gives it a little bit of a balance here. Okay, now these roses, I think I'm going to put one here and one over here, and that should do the trick. Let's see, I want it peeking out from the front here. There we go. Let me turn it around so I can look at it. Probably could have picked a better rosebud, but it's okay. That was a little more open. That's fine. Let's push this handle back because I don't want it pushing the bunny forward. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to glue the handle because I glued it on this other side so the bow would stick, but it's bringing it forward too much. Okay, there we go. So I've bent it further back, and let's add some glue on this side so it won't move forward and then squish the bunny head back. I want his head to be like that. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to the where the handle is, like it's not angled so much. And I did not do that when I was just gluing there to make sure the bow got glued, but I wasn't paying attention to the placement of the handle. So make sure you do that, okay? So learn from my mistakes. Oh, this one fell out, so let's put some glue. Anytime you got flowers that pop out and you got to pop them back, make sure you put a little bit of glue, because that'll keep them from falling out again. Because usually they fall out once and they'll fall out again. Okay, so I'm kind of wanting to tuck more of these, but there's no styrofoam in there, and that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the leaf on that one, and then I'm going to trim it short. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue along the stick. Let me get some more glue on here. Glue along the stick on one side here, and then I'm going to reach in there and then press it against the side of the basket, and then just bend it a little bit. Press it against the side of the inside of the basket. Now, if you want to follow this like what I'm doing, then maybe you want to glue that in there first before you put little grass. You don't have to worry about the little grass getting in the way. Just wanted to add more flowers there. Okay, I'm going to use the second one, but I'm going to cut it even shorter. And glue it also in there to kind of fill in this little space right here. Let's go in front of the handle. There we go. Whoops, got some glue on my finger. All right, so let me allow this to dry, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more grass and just tuck some in between the stems here. Not too much. I may have to put little dots of glue in there. I can't really see the styrofoam from the front, but just to be on the safe side, I am going to put a little bit of grass there to color just a little tiny bit, and that will be it. All right, everyone, so there it is, my Dollar Tree Easter basket wall hanging. Here you can see it from one of the sides here. Let's go over to the other side. And if you're wondering how I hung it, I just put a tack on the wall right there and hung it from the handle. Of course, you could put a piece of floral wire, make a nice loop a little bit longer so it hangs a little more flatter, you know, at the bottom. Mine's a little bit away from the wall. So like I said, this is really easy to make. all Dollar Tree supplies, so it's not going to be very expensive, and it's such a cute little idea for just a seasonal item. And you can use the same idea for any other season, of course. Alright, everyone, so I really enjoy making this video, so I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and I hope that you too will give me a big old thumbs up. And make sure you leave a kind comment down below. Let me know what you think of this project. Have you made anything similar to it? Are you planning on making? Because I hope you are. It's really cute. Make a nice little gift for someone as well. So make them happy. Give them a little arrangement. Make sure you give them to them, you know, before Easter so they can display it and have it there for a while. All right, everyone. Again, thank you all so very much for watching and supporting my channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. So hit that red button. And then, of course, choose to get notifications so that you will get notified as soon as I upload a video. Y'all have a super weekend. And as always, enjoy.